Hello friends, I am Dr. Rohini Ruhil. Today we will discuss medical pluralism in India. In this video, we will also discuss the integration of medical pluralism into state health services of India. So please watch till the end. So to start with, medical pluralism refers to the coexistence of diverse medical traditions and practices. Medical pluralism is widely practiced in India. India has a rich heritage of traditional medicine as both codified and non-codified systems of medicine. Codified systems include Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Sowa-Rigpa and Homeopathy, and non-codified systems include folk medicine. In a codified system, knowledge has been codified either in the form of pharmacopoeias or ancient scriptures. Whereas in the non-codified system, knowledge is transmitted by oral means and is mostly acquired through trial and error approaches. Non-codified system of medicine was developed according to local needs and resources available to local people. Now, first system that is practiced in India is the allopathy. This system of medicine is based on the principles of evidence-based scientific research and clinical practice. Allopathic medicine employs various diagnostic tools like blood tests, X-rays, MRI, CT scans, biopsies, and lab methods to identify and understand diseases. And treatment may involve pharmacotherapy, surgical interventions, radiation therapy, and other modalities aimed at curing or managing diseases. It is a predominant healthcare system in urban and developed areas of India. Despite its widespread use and effectiveness, allopathy faces criticism for being overly focused on treating symptoms rather than underlying causes, and also for the potential side effects of pharmaceutical interventions. The cost of medical treatments and access to healthcare are significant challenges. Now coming to Ayurveda. Ayurveda, one of the world's oldest holistic healing systems, has its roots in the Indian subcontinent and dates back over 3000 years. The term Ayurveda is derived from Sanskrit and translates to the science of life. Ayur means life and Veda means science or knowledge. The practice of Ayurveda is founded on the concept of five basic elements, Pancha Mahabhutas. Those are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These elements combine in the human body to form three life forces or energies known as doshas. What? That is air and ether, and pitta, fire and water, and kapha, water and the earth. Each individual has a unique combination of these doshas that define their temperament and characteristics. Ayurvedic treatment focuses on restoring balance to the disturbed doshas. This is achieved through a customized plan that often includes diet, herbal supplements, exercise, yoga, meditation, and detoxification therapies like Panchkarma. And Ayurveda is based on the premise that health and wellness depends on a delicate balance between mind, body, and spirit. It emphasizes the maintenance of health through close attention to balance in one's life, right thinking, diet, lifestyle, and the use of natural herbs. Yoga is an ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice that originated in the Indian subcontinent. The term yoga comes from Sanskrit and means to join or to unite, symbolizing the union of body and consciousness. Yoga's history can be traced back to over 5,000 years. References to yoga are found in ancient scriptures like the Vedas, Upanishads, and notably the Bhagavad Gita. The systematic presentation of yoga was written in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and this dates back to 2nd century BCE. Yoga is more than physical exercise. It has a meditative and spiritual core. Patanjali's eightfold path, known as Ashtanga Yoga, outlines the steps towards achieving the union of body, mind, and spirit. This includes ethical standards, self-discipline, posture, breath control, sensory withdrawal, concentration, meditation, and unity with the object of meditation. A growing body of research suggests that yoga can provide various health benefits. It improves physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Yoga is increasingly recognized in the field of integrative and complementary medicine. It is often recommended alongside other forms of treatment for a holistic approach to health. Now, Unani medicine, also known as Unani Tip, is a system of traditional medicine practiced predominantly in the Indian subcontinent and other parts of the Middle East and South Asia. The name Unani, meaning Greek in Arabic, reflects its Greco-Arabic origins as it was developed from the teachings of Greek physicians like Hippocrates and Galen and later enriched by Arab and Persian scholars during the Islamic Golden Age. Unani medicine represents a rich historical tradition of healing that synthesizes elements from Greek, Arab, and South Asian medical knowledge. It was brought to India during Mughal period. It is based on the theory of four humors: blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. These four humors, blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile, they correspond to four temperaments of an individual: sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, and melancholic. Health is viewed as a balance between these humors, and their imbalance leads to illness. Diagnostic methods in Unani include pulse reading, urine analysis, and observation of the patient's appearance and behavior. It emphasizes the significance of temperament, that is, mizaj, of the patient in diagnosis and treatment. Treatments include dietary regulations, herbal medicines, and regimental therapies like cupping and purgation. Also include personalized treatments based on individual temperament and nature of the ailment. Siddha medicine is one of the oldest medical systems known to mankind, originating from the Tamil culture in South India. Siddha medicine's roots can be traced back to the Dravidian culture of South India. With its origins, it is believed to date back at least 5,000 years. The term Siddha means achievements and refers to the system's foundation in the achievements of sages known as Siddhars. These Siddhars were spiritual adepts who possessed profound knowledge and capabilities. Siddha medicine is founded on the belief that the universe, including the human body, is made up of five basic elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. These elements are represented in the human body by three humors: Vat, that is air; Pit, that is fire; and Kaph, that is earth and water. The system is based on a combination of ancient Tamil beliefs and the principles of the Tamil Siddhars. It emphasizes the connection between spiritual and physical aspects of life, considering health as a perfect state of harmony of the body, mind, and soul. Siddha medicine makes extensive use of both plant-based ingredients and minerals, including metals and salts. These ingredients are often combined and processed in specific ways to increase their efficacy and reduce toxicity. A unique aspect of Siddha medicine is its focus on detoxification, that is panchkarma, and rejuvenation therapies. These practices are designed to cleanse the body and restore its innate balance and vitality. Homeopathy represents an alternative approach to health and healing, emphasizing the body's natural ability to heal itself. Homeopathy is a system of alternative medicine created in 1796 by Samuel Hahnemann based on his doctrine of like cures like, similia similibus curantur, a claim that a substance that causes the symptoms of a disease in healthy people would cure similar symptoms in sick people. Homeopathy is a distinct medical system that operates under a different set of principles compared to conventional allopathic medicine. Homeopathic remedies are prepared through a process of serial dilution and succussion, vigorous shaking. Practitioners believe this process transfers the healing essence of the substance to the water or alcohol it is diluted in, creating a potent remedy. The remedies are often diluted to the point where there may be no molecules left of the original substance. Efficacy of such dilutions is a major point of contention in the scientific community. Sowa-Rigpa, often known as the science of healing, is a traditional medical system that originates in Tibet and has been practiced for centuries in various regions of the Himalayas, including Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, Ladakh, and parts of China. This system is considered one of the oldest surviving forms of traditional Asian medicine and is closely linked to Buddhist philosophy, although it also integrates elements from the medical traditions of India and China. Sowa-Rigpa employs a diverse array of medicinal substances, primarily herbs, in its treatment. It also incorporates spiritual practices like meditation into its healthcare approach, reflecting its belief in the interconnection of mind and body. Now, let's trace the integration of medical pluralism into state health services system in India. It starts with British rule in mid 19th century. During 19th century, biomedicine got well accepted in Europe and America, and other systems of medicine were banned there. But in India, the cultural ideology supported indigenous system of medicine, and it was not possible to ban these systems of medicine or even regulate them. During this period, Vaids and Hakims were trained, and their network was used to spread the allopathic system of medicine. The indigenous practitioners, they helped in establishing Western medicine in India during 19th century. The Vaids and Hakims were given training during that period, and traditional midwives, that is dais, were also trained. The training was given to them in their vernacular language, and the purpose was to implement biomedical measures in rural areas. The colonial system initially viewed dyes as unhygienic and the prime cause of maternal and infant deaths in India. As a consequence, dyes refused to get training by British system, and more Christian women enrolled in the training who started delivering like doctors. And the cleaning up work and the postpartum care got into the professional domain of local dyes. Towards the end of 19th century, ISM was informally an integral part of medical services. When the dispensaries used to run out of medicines, they relied on Indian medicines. The surgical instruments were also similar to the one mentioned by Sushruta. The use of chloroform and morphine to perform surgeries was a method adopted from the teachings of Sushruta. The indigenous practitioners and dyes were regularly used to assist hospital staff and were a part of routine work of Western medicine. By the start of 20th century, there started a colonial discourse against indigenous system. The medical registration was denied to ISM practitioners, and the allopathic doctors were deregistered for being associated with the ISM institutions. There were protests across the country against such policies which abhorred indigenous system of medicine. Continued support was also extended by some wealthy patrons. And due to result of these protests and the support extended by wealthy patrons, it led to the establishment of many ISM training institutions across country. After independence, there were different perspectives and ideologies regarding the development of indigenous system of medicine. There was Nehru-Gandhi debate. But overall, there was a positive perception about the Indian systems among policymakers. And why there was a positive perception? This was due to various merits of ISM. And what were these merits? First was the people of country had faith and belief in these systems. Second was the country had rich biodiversity to provide for the traditional medicines, the herbs that are required. And the emphasis of ISM was on ensuring prevention of diseases and adopting healthy lifestyles. And for all these reasons, the ISM was considered a potential support for public health in the country. At the time of independence, various committees gave their recommendations for formulating National Health Services system. These committees also gave recommendations regarding indigenous system of medicine. The Boer committee showed a contemptuous attitude towards indigenous system of medicine and termed it as unscientific. The Boer committee was not having even a single representative of these indigenous systems on its board. In contradiction to the recommendations of the Boer committee, Soke committee also called National Planning Committee, it gave due recognition to the Vaids and Hakims and proposed their training to mainstream them with the physicians or surgeons or gynecologists and obstetricians. But regarding the type of training, the committee recommended the best scientific training in medicine in schools of a university standard. One more committee called Chopra Committee was set up in 1946 to plan for ISM in independent India. The committee recommended mutual learning between allopathy and the indigenous systems. Some practitioners of each being given education in the other so that all systems could be enriched and evolve into one integrated knowledge system. Then the Mudliar Committee, also known as Health Survey and Planning Committee, was set up at the end of second five-year plan in 1959 to survey the progress made in health services since the submission of Bore Committee report. Just like Soke Committee, the Mudliar Committee emphasized the need for giving a degree qualification in modern medicine to the students qualified in Ayurveda. The committee, like earlier committees, prioritized the modern medicine by asserting that national health services should be based on modern medicine and its persons should be adequately trained in modern medicine to be comparable to international standards. As a consequence of recommendations made by the mentioned committees, there emerged a compromise between allopathy and the indigenous system of medicine. The prime focus was given to modern medicine in hierarchical order, at the same time making the pluralism official. But the Alma-Ata Declaration of 1978 led to adoption of primary healthcare approach with its principles being community participation, appropriate technology, comprehensive healthcare and universal accessibility. Alma-Ata recognized traditional medical practitioners as important allies and recommended their training and engagement in primary health care. Followed by this paradigm shift came National Health Policy of 1983, which referred to ISM as our rich, centuries-old heritage of medical and health sciences. The policy recommended integration of indigenous systems and their services to the overall healthcare delivery system at various levels. The Department of ISM and H, Indian Systems of Medicine and Homeopathy, was created in March 1995. The Central Council of Indian Medicine was framing and implementing various regulations related to ISM, including the curricula and syllabi of ISM institutions. The Central Council for Health and Family Welfare in 1999 recommended the posting of one ISM and H physician at every primary health center and vacant posts of allopathic doctors to be filled by ISM and H physicians. The Council also recommended establishing specialized ISM and H treatment centers in rural areas and a separate wing of ISM and H in the government hospitals. The Department of ISM&H was renamed as AYUSH, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy, that is AYUSH, in November 2003. Then in 2005, it was integrated into NRHM. The NRHM was launched in 2005 to provide accessible, affordable and quality healthcare to the rural population, especially to vulnerable groups. Under NRHM, one Ayush doctor was to be posted at primary health center and two at community health center. A separate department of Ayush was created in the ministry. At the level of CHC, separate room was allocated to Ayush doctors with separate paramedical personnel and Ayush medicines. But the purpose of mainstreaming were mainly one, to give choice of treatment to patients, and second was to strengthen public health service system by providing human resource in the form of Ayush doctors. The additional work of implementing national health programs was also given to Ayush doctors. Ayush medicines were included in Asha drug kit. The RCH program also includes 7 Ayurvedic and 5 Unani medicines. There were several issues concerning Ayush department under NRHM. There was an inequality regarding salary structure of Ayush doctors as compared to allopathic doctors. Ayush doctors were considered as a substitute for allopathic doctors, the allopathic doctors who were not willing to work in rural areas. And there were no interlinkages and interface between Ayush department and allopathy. Although biomedical knowledge was integrated into Ayush training as per recommendations of Chopra committee, but no learning of Ayush systems was incorporated into allopathy. IPHS, the Indian Public Health Standards, they provide for herbal medicine gardens at PHC and sub-centers, but practically they were absent. Then in 2014, the Department of Ayush has been upgraded as Ministry of Ayush. The vision of Ministry of Ayush is to position Ayush system as the preferred system of living and practice for attaining a healthy India. Then National Ayush Mission was launched on 29 September 2014. Under National Ayush Mission, increased number of Ayush services and education were provided, especially in remote or far-flung areas. Then, as a significant event, a resolution was adopted by the UN General Assembly for celebrating International Day of Yoga, and this resolution was adopted on 21 June 2015. And since then, every year, 21st June is celebrated as World Yoga Day. And in 2015, the event took place at Rajghat and established two Guinness World Records. One was to organize the largest yoga class of about 36,000 people, and second was maximum participating nationalities, that is 84 nations. Now, the National Health Policy 2017 recognized the importance of traditional systems of medicine in India. The policy emphasizes the integration of private providers and non-governmental organizations into Ayush. Then the policy advocates increased investments in making Ayush drugs and a regulatory system to validate the quality, safety and efficacy of Ayush drugs and therapies. It also proposes trainings of both allopathic and Ayush practitioners to know the strength of each other's system of medicine so that cross referrals could be done effectively. The policy also recommends strengthening and farming of herbal medicinal plants. The policy also suggests introduction of yoga in schools and workplaces. The integration of Ayush services into health and wellness centers under the Ayushman Bharat Mission in India is a strategic move to enhance the accessibility and diversity of healthcare services. The vision is to establish a holistic wellness model to reduce the disease burden in the country. First is establishing dedicated Ayush units within health and wellness centers or ensuring Ayush services are available in the existing infrastructure. This includes creating spaces for Ayush consultation, therapy rooms, and pharmacies stocked with Ayush medicines. Second is offering a range of Ayush services, including outpatient consultations, traditional therapies, wellness programs, incorporating yoga and naturotherapy. These services aim to complement conventional medical treatments and provide holistic care. Third is developing and implementing standard treatment protocols for Ayush practices to ensure uniformity and quality in service delivery. This includes guidelines for diagnosis, treatment, and follow up. Fourth is utilizing Ayush systems in public health programs, especially in preventive and promotive health. This could involve community based yoga sessions, lifestyle education, use of traditional medicines for common ailments, etc. Then, last is encouraging research on Ayush systems within health and wellness centers to generate evidence on their efficacy and safety. This also involves documenting traditional practices and medicines, contributing to the preservation and development of Ayush systems. The way forward for medical pluralism in India, particularly focusing on its integration into state health services, involves several key considerations. These include addressing current challenges, exploring potential strategies for integration, and suggesting directions for future research and policy development. Let's discuss these in detail. So, first is to enhance and refine policies that facilitate the integration of Ayush systems within the state health services, develop guidelines for collaborative practice among different medical systems, ensuring that each system's strengths are optimally utilized. Then promoting rigorous scientific research to validate the efficacy and safety of treatments across all medical systems, encourage interdisciplinary research that combines traditional knowledge with modern scientific methods. Then to implement standardization protocols for traditional medical practices, ensuring uniform quality and safety standards. Then to establish accreditation systems for Ayush educational institutions and the Ayush practitioners. These accreditation systems are very important. And then is to invest in training and capacity building for practitioners, focusing on integrative medicine approaches to create platforms for knowledge exchange and continuous professional development among healthcare providers. Then to launch public health campaigns to educate the population about the various medical systems available and their respective benefits. This promotes health literacy. It empowers individuals to make informed choices regarding their health. Then, to ensure the sustainable use and cultivation of medicinal plants and other resources critical for traditional medicine practices. So, this cultivation of medicinal plant, this is very important. And then to foster community-based initiatives that support local health traditions and biodiversity conservation. Now, last very important point is to implement robust monitoring and evaluation mechanism to assess the impact of integrative practices on health outcomes and to use data-driven approaches to continuously refine and improve the integration process. This approach promises a more holistic, accessible, and culturally sensitive healthcare system, ultimately leading to improved health outcomes. To conclude, embracing medical pluralism within state health services not only honors India's rich medical heritage but also paves the way for innovative, inclusive, and sustainable health solutions. With this, I end my presentation. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe the channel. See you again.